Hey friends, Kevin here, and today we're going to talk about why everyone, that means you, everyone doing any form of van life needs to carry a tent. There's several reasons. Let's get into those. First of all, a lot of people carry a tent. You know, maybe they're in a minivan, maybe they're in something small. They just have too much stuff with them. And when they stop at a camp place and they're camping out, they put a lot of their excess stuff into the tent to store it temporarily so they have room to get to their bed and what they need to get to. Personally, if you're carrying that much stuff, you need to start getting rid of a lot of it and eliminating it because you just don't need that hassle. And you're probably carrying things you don't need. And I've made videos on why I don't carry a lot of things I used to carry. And I've made videos on things that you really do need to carry. But that's one reason a lot of people carry a tent. Another reason people carry a tent is sometimes they actually enjoy, even though they have a bed in their van, they enjoy camping out. Maybe it's going to be just a unbelievably nice night out, and they do it because they want to. But there's some other reasons to do this you may not have thought of yet or may not have run into this situation, and here they are. One, there's places that you can go and camp and pay for that are going to have maybe full hookups and everything that you may not need on that particular night. That's going to be much more expensive for you, that you're paying $35 or $40 for, when for $15 you could have a tent site. Because you're going to stay in your vehicle anyway, but in order to do this and do what you're supposed to be doing, you need to have a tent set up and make it look like you're in a tent. Now, it's really nobody's business whether you choose to actually sleep in that tent or whether you choose to actually sleep in that vehicle. But if you're going to be camped in a tent-only site, then obviously you need to have a tent or you're going to run into potential problems from the people running the thing or park rangers coming around checking on things. And again, I'm talking about a cheap tent, the type that you get for $15 or $20 from Walmart, because that is all you need for this. Another reason is sometimes there are places, campgrounds, you need to leave in the middle of the day and you want the tent there to mark your spot so someone else doesn't come in and take your campsite. So again, that's the reason for cheap tents, because maybe you get out and you're having fun, you decide to go somewhere else, and you decide I don't really now want to drive 30 miles back to this campground to get my tent and take it down. If you have a $15 tent that you don't care about, leave it. Go buy you another one, because you're going to spend that much trying to get back and forth and get over there to retrieve your tent if all you did was leave an empty tent up to mark that spot. So this is why you want to use the cheapest tents that you can possibly find. In addition, a cheap tent goes up really quickly. Even if you have no experience with this stuff and camping stuff, once you do it a time or two, you'll be able to slap that tent up by yourself in about 5 minutes, and if you have help with you, you'll be able to slap it up in 2 minutes. And the same with taking it down. And it takes up very little space in the bag this big around and this long. So it's going to fit in any vehicle. And if you run into some strange situation where you're broken down, you need to work on something, your tent now can be an emergency tarp. It can be something to lay on to work on your vehicle. It can be something to throw up over something to shield you from the sun, because you don't care about it anyway because it's a cheap tent. So it doesn't matter if it gets dirty or greasy or ripped or torn. Throw it away and buy another one because it's a cheap tent. And in all seriousness, another situation you are going to run into, if you've not run into this yet, you're going to end up in a campground somewhere where there is somebody camping there that you are going to run into, you are going to meet, who just doesn't have anything. They're there, they have no money, their vehicle is broken down, they're There's been situations people have run into where boyfriends, girlfriends, spouses, one of them has thrown the other one out and basically dumped them in a park in the middle of nowhere with almost nothing. There are going to be some sad situations you are going to run into in your travels. And if you run into that kind of situation, you can take your $15 tent and you can simply give it to them and then pick you up another one the next time you're in a Walmart or someplace else that sells a really cheap tent. So you can do good with helping someone out. And if you've been in a situation where you have run into someone in your adventures that's been in a campground that you've been in that you can tell is having it hard, doesn't have anything, they're stuck there for whatever reason, put that down in the comment section there, and let's kind of share stories and see what we can learn from each other, because unfortunately this happens a lot. But I want to hear your comments. Why do you carry a tent? Why do you not carry a tent? If you don't carry a tent, have any of the reasons I've given you made you think, hey, I need to start carrying a tent? Do you carry a tent for reasons other than the ones I've given? You may have some great ideas too. So put those down in the comments, because we all learn from each other. I've done this a while and I know a lot, but I don't know everything. And it's amazing what I've been able to learn from you guys and come up with different ideas, guys and gals, that you've put in the comments of my videos. So that's always appreciated, because a lot of people do read the comments and they do pick up things and learn things maybe from something that you put down there. A lot of good stuff coming up, a lot of how-to videos. I get stuff out as fast as I can. It's kind of sporadic. You may have 3 or 4 videos in a row, and then you may not have anything for 3 or 4 days. That just happens with the way I do this and the way I travel and things going on. But there will be more good stuff soon. Never hesitate to let me know if there's something I can do to help you out. If there's something you would like to see a video about, certainly always put that down in the comments, because I do read. I respond to as many as I can, but I do read everything. I appreciate you watching. Take care.